All right, guys, live with us on the Fight Bananas podcast. It is Kayla Hracho. It is K-Rock week, and we're losing
Hey,
her.
hey, what's going on?
What's up? How are you?
I am great, man. I can't complain one bit.
Awesome, awesome. For me as a fan and in the media and all that stuff, talking with you guys all the time, is there anything like Fight Week? It's time. All the training. I've been seeing you killing it. I've been seeing you with Daru. I've been seeing you with Dean. I've been seeing the firm. I've been seeing it all. You're putting in the work. Now it's time for just to have fun and let it shine. How is it? It's Fight Week for you.
Yeah, you couldn't be more right. I mean, camp is hard. There's so many challenges you have to overcome, so many emotions. But at this point, like actually specifically today, I'm 9 days out and I feel like myself again. I feel more alive than ever. I'm
Wow.
just, I know that the work is done and I'm just so ready to go out there and have some fun.
Wow. They always say, fight camp is the hardest part, the weight cut, all that. How are you feeling mentally, physically? A couple of days out, weight cut, how everything is online on par?
Yeah, for sure. Mentally, physically, better than ever.
Wow.
I don't cut weight, so I had a nice juicy steak last night. I had some fried rice, some shrimp, some chicken. I just had an acai bowl and an egg sandwich. So, and I could still make weight in an hour. So, to
That's
be
awesome.
honest, people have different opinions about cutting weight and whether they
Right.
want to like come into the fight as the bigger fighter, but I have found that, not cutting weight keeps me so mentally strong throughout the entire camp and during fight week. I'm still going to spar tomorrow. I could still spar on fight week and feel just as fresh. So, when I hit that scale on next Thursday night, I could fight right then and there and
Right.
be 100%. So I really like that feeling.
Right.
I love not having to worry about the weight. Right now, my training is tapering down a little bit.
Sure.
So I just get to have fun, chill, relax, and focus.
I love it. I didn't think we were going to go there, but we are here now. We're talking about it. I talked to a couple fighters off air, and I will never say their names. And, with the weight cut, and they tell me, they're like, Dave, on fight night or fight day, right? Or sometimes it's different, when you're a pro and then the UFC, they fight at night, of course, and all that. They say I'm probably like 65, 70%. They go, that's what they are. They're like, but he goes, I am 20 pounds, heavier. And, hopefully the other guy is 60, 70%. And then I talk to people like that, to people like you, and they're like, I feel great. I feel 100%. How about like Masvidal being a lightweight now in welterweight? Now his body's big. He feels good. He's
Right.
eating. His mind's right. He seems stronger and happier than ever. Sooner or later, you can't be happier than happy. If you're just in a good place mentally, I think that might be worth giving up 10 pounds or 15 pounds.
For sure. And I think it affects fighters mentally more than physically. I love the fact that I can train hard on fight week. I feel just as strong as I did, the second week of camp, third week of camp. So I feel like it helps me go into the fight with a better mentality, because
Right.
my body's not hurting. I don't feel weak. And so I'm just ready to go at any time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Guys, it's K-Rock week here at Fight Bananas. Follow our girl K-Rock MMA on Instagram. Your fight's going to be on YouTube. I saw Ultimate Combat Challenge. Make
Yes.
sure you subscribe to that. You've got to watch this fight. Okay, we're in 2020. We talked a couple of times. What is kind of your 2020 outlook or your mindset or goals? What are you trying to achieve this year in 2020, especially mixed martial arts?
I want to have a really busy year. I mean, to be honest, I've been busy since I started
Right.
MMA. I like to have fun. That'll put me at 6-0, and I'll be ready for the big show. That's the goal. The goal is to stay busy this year and get signed to the UFC.
Right. And okay, that was kind of next, and we went right into it. I talked to Dean Thomas a couple times on this show as well. It's so cool. It seems like 2020, the firm's in full effect. For one, how cool is it to be underneath that umbrella? For one, and two is how cool it's got to be. Not blushing, but it's got to feel great for you to see him on social media and he's talking to I honestly, some of the UFC people watched what me and Dean did, and he goes, okay, so Kayla Hracho, like he was so animated about you. He was so animated about like you're next, you're coming up, guys. I'm bringing her. How does that make you feel as a person and as a fighter?
I mean, it's awesome. I I have a I have such an amazing coach that's backing me up, and
Right.
it's cool because we've come so far together. I mean, he kind of took me under his wing when I knew nothing, and he's taught me almost everything I know. And to have that support from him means a lot, and I know that people really value his opinion. So, when he's putting this information out there, like this girl's the next big thing, she's going to do big things, people believe him. And
Right.
so, people really believe the hype, and it just draws more eyes, and that's always good. I'm
Yeah.
excited for it.
Yeah, eyes are good, media is good, especially mixed martial art game. Like, you don't get drafted to a team. Like, if you're a football player and you're really good, and you get drafted one, you're on the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, you're kind of locked into that spot. There's nothing you can do. In MMA, it's different. You're kind of your own team. You're your own brand. The more people that like you, it's just how it is. Conor McGregor gets more fights in the fights he kind of wants because he gets more eyes on him. That's just kind of the fight game as whole. So it is important to get eyes on you and people watching you. So, guys, this is
Sure.
Kayla Hracho. We're both wearing black sweaters like we play it on. It's fight week for her. We can't wait. January 31st. Okay, so at the end of 2019 to me was a banner year for American Top Team. So many fighters. I can go with Amanda Nunes. I can go with Georgie Masvidal. Kayla Harrison just won the championship on New Year's Eve. Probably put it in her sock drawer. We'll talk to her later on. How cool is it to be in that gym, in that setting, and seeing all your peers achieve literally their goal? Dustin the Diamond, he won the title at the end. It's just all these people around you, and then everyone getting big contracts, big deals, first fights in UFC, Bellator, all that. How does it, like, day in, day out, walk in, walk out, and everyone's just seems like on top of their game?
To be honest, it's very surreal. To this day, I've been here over 3 years, and I pinch myself every time I walk into this gym. I'm just so grateful to be surrounded by the athletes, fighters, coaches that I'm surrounded by, and it's motivating. They inspire me, and not only that, but they support me. If I have a question about training or something business related in fighting, like, I can always ask these people. They become friends, they become mentors, and that is just like, it's unbelievable to me. I'm just very
Right.
grateful.
Right. I just name dropped Mozzie and Amanda, Kayla. And then I always ask this question. I love it, especially at that gym. I love a dark horse, a sleeper. And then I always mention, you want Porta, Chase Boutwell, Eric Showtime, some of the new girls there, Jamie's there, all this stuff. So I always name that. Is there someone else that maybe on an amateur team on the way up, or someone, there's a pro, you're like, Dave, there's a 2-0 pro, 3-0 pro, and they don't get a lot. I just talked to Jordan Howard. I like that kid a lot. I think this is going to be a big year for him at the end of the year. Next year, 2021 is going to be humongous for him. Is there someone else that, like Dave, look out for him or her?
It's a really good question.
I'm just full
Let me
of
think
great
about it. Man, that's a really good question. There's just so many. There's so many huge prospects coming up.
Right.
There's an amateur on our team. Her name's Ann Ribeiro.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you've heard of her. She's Bigfoot's daughter, and
yeah, XFN.
She's got a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and she's very young. So, I really enjoy working with her. She's a great partner. She's motivated. So,
Right.
Speaking from an amateur standpoint, I would say she's someone to look out for in the next few years.
Right.
I also really like Chase. Chase is,
That's
I've
my
worked
guy.
with him a few times. He actually kneed me in the nose a few months ago, but he's a strong kid. He's a strong kid. He's focused. He's motivated, and man, there's a lot. There is a lot. It's never ending.
It is.
We actually just had a girl. We had a girl show up today. I think she just graduated high school, and she was a wrestler from Pennsylvania. And I was watching her on the mat. She's like 105 pounds, soaking wet, and she just looks like a beast, So I get so excited about new fighters coming into the gym, and just learning from everybody. It's incredible how much knowledge you can soak up in this place.
Right. It's like the best school going in mixed martial arts, and everyone's like joining. Everyone wants it. Everyone wants in. So crazy hearing that about high school. It's like, man, when I graduated high school, I just wanted to know where the party was or the McDonald's menu. It's like these people are like going for their dream. Like
that was definitely me. Yep.
We got a lot in common. Okay, another one who's just kind of not joining the gym all in, but I know is there today, is yesterday. Talked to him. I don't know if you guys talked or crossed paths, and I think you guys would get along. I just know you guys would get along. You have a lot in common. Jacob Kilburn, he's there now. And, I always watch your social media platforms and all that. And a strong presence on your social media platform is faith. And you always want to talk about that, God first and all that. And to be honest, like in mixed martial arts, there's not a lot of it, to be blunt and to be honest. It's very, the fight game is a little grimy sometimes, a little, hard. It's very cutthroat. And, it's really cool. It's really refreshing to see that, you have other stuff that's first in your life. And, just maybe bring that to light and bring that to our fans out there.
Yeah, man, without faith, I don't think I could do this. It's a very hard sport. It's a very lonely sport sometimes. There's so many ups and downs. And, just knowing that God has a plan for me, I trust in him. And, through all these hard times, I keep my faith strong and it keeps me going every single day. So, I train my ass off, but at the end of the day, like God is my strength and he's the reason I'm able to keep going every single day.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. Okay. 2020, we just had Kayla Harrison win PFL. Bellator, we have a big cyborg signed over there. UFC, we just had Roxanne beat Macy Barber, which was awesome. Holly Holm, co-main event. Just so much going on. I would just love your outlook, your take right now in 2020, January, mixed martial arts of female of MMA. Do you think it's in the best spot it's ever been? Do you think you guys have so much more to go for? Invicta FC's got a big card coming up. It's really cool. I would just love your takes and what your feeling is on female MMA right now.
I just feel like it's growing every single day. There's a new generation coming up and the talent is getting better and better and better. More females are getting involved in the sport and the fights are getting bigger.
Right.
We've got the Joanna and Wiley Zhang fight coming up soon. And man, it's incredible the talent that these girls have and especially the young girls coming up. And I'm just so excited to be like right in the middle of it, and it's only going to get better. I really think that the talent's only going to get better. And, people love watching the girls fight. People love it. We bring a different kind of heat and, I love that the fans get excited about it. And I think people are really starting to respect the female skills. So it's awesome to see.
Right. It is what it is. I feel like, female MMA, it seems like you guys have a better motor. It seems like you guys are just more active and more go. There's more of a switch. And then not even that. One thing I liked how you said was like you're in the middle of it. To me, it's so true. Like Rhonda and Joanna and Gina, like all these girls were kind of the start of it. Misha Tate, stuff like that. Amanda Nunes is I argue to the dying day. She's not the best female fighter. She's the best fighter, bar none in mixed martial arts.
Yep.
And she's like the now. And I feel like now all these girls who just graduated high school in Pennsylvania, who's a wrestler, is on the way up. I feel like the next 5 years, we're going to see this infuse of talent with female MMA. Sure. I think it's going to be humongous.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also like really cool, just being at ATT and seeing the perspective here. Like, I think hands down, we have the best female MMA team in the world.
100%.
And the females here, we grind. Almost every single female here is in here training 3 times a day, every single day, even when they're not in camp, so it's like these girls are motivated. They're really motivated to make their mark in the sport and to be able to compete with the guys. Like it's just incredible the motivation that I get from the girls in this gym. I mean, They're hungry,
Absolutely. One thing I talked to Jillian Robertson about, kind of about what you just said, and I totally agree. I think the fight camp is kind of over in a way. Of course, if you win or whatever happens at the fight and you got to, get your body right and take time off, you do need to defuse your mind a little bit for sure. But nowadays with short notice fights and just to, if you're not in the gym for 3-4 weeks, someone else is in the gym for 3-4 weeks. They're just getting better. I just feel like, in any sport, same thing. People are training year round, especially at Coconut Creek. You guys, to me, have a huge advantage with the weather, the beach. You can guys jog outside all the time. guys at Rufus Sport can't go outside right now. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can't imagine.
I'll
Ouch.
talk. One of our first major threads here on the whole show was about like how Florida MMA is the best. It's just you guys have year round the best gyms. Even Hard Knocks is by you guys. There's just a lot of great gyms. There's a lot of great regional shows too, like Island Fights, Combat Night, XFN that are getting fighters. Titan FC getting a lot of fighters on UFC Fight Pass. So it's just great. Okay, so you're fighting Rodriguez Thursday, January 31st. I just, are you excited? Are you wanting to see a different style? Are you kind of not caring what she does, just caring what you do? Do you want 15 minutes inside the octagon, or would you just want a Masvidal, get in, get out?
I definitely plan to finish this girl.
Okay.
However the finish comes, whether it's on the feet or a submission, but I'm definitely going in there for a finish. Always looking for a finish, but I've really leveled up my game in the past few years, and in the beginning, it just takes time. It takes time to develop. It takes time to learn how to finish people. It takes experience to get comfortable and to see those openings. But I really feel like, since my last fight, I've leveled up a lot, and I'm definitely going in there to finish this girl.
We cannot
wait. But I'm going to have some fun first, have some fun, play a little bit, get my touches, and then, we'll see. I'm thinking second round.
Second round, okay. I like that. It is K-Rock week here at Fight Finesse. We're so excited. We can't wait to see what happens. But we got 10 questions for you. 10 fun questions.
10 questions. All right, let's go.
They can be one-liners or essays, whatever you want. It's your show. All right?
All right.
Your favorite day on the calendar?
Ooh, like day of the week?
No, mine's Christmas Eve. December 24th is my favorite day.
Favorite day? Jeez. Well, I don't really like birthdays anymore because I'm getting kind of old. So I'm going to say January 1st, the start of the new year.
Okay.
Feels fresh. I like it.
For sure. What is your biggest fear?
Ooh. My biggest fear. Wow. I used to fear a lot of things. I would say my biggest fear is probably not being successful or just like not making myself proud.
Okay. Even if you're, you create oxygen for all the world and you make $1 billion, that would make you, are you super successful with that, or is it just strictly the fight game?
That's a difficult question. I mean, of course, every fighter wants to succeed. I give my life to this.
Right.
But I also know that this sport is very unforgiving, and nothing is guaranteed. And so, having faith has really helped me with that idea. Like it used to put a lot of pressure on me. Like, what if I don't succeed? And it would actually kind of tamper my performances. But, I just take day by day, and, every single day I'm just looking to get better as a fighter, and I'm just having fun, enjoying my life, and whatever happens, happens. I can't stress about the future. And so I'm just focused on getting better every day. That's all I have control over,
For sure. My call for you, Kayla, it's going to be like 2026. You're going to be 14-0, undefeated, 2 weight class champion, of course.
I love it.
And you're going to walk away from the sport, and I think you're going to be the first female commentator for UFC.
Ooh, I actually like that. That would be really cool.
I see
Thanks
that.
For that. I'm going to add that to my vision board.
Hey. I love it. Okay, describe yourself as a teenager in 3 words.
Very screwed up.
Oh, God.
Teenager, man. I was just immature,
Right.
Teenager. I guess we're talking like high school years or middle school years.
Yeah, high school. Sophomore year high school.
I mean, I was a nice person, but I didn't take school seriously. I was kind of a class clown. I was always an athlete, and I was always a nice person, but, I liked to party, and I was kind of a troublemaker. So, I didn't really have my head on straight.
Nice, athletic, and fun.
Yeah, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are good. What was your first job?
My very first job, I actually worked at a baseball stadium called the Reading Phillies, and I was an ice cream scooper.
Yeah.
It was really cool though, because we were like right in the stadium, so I could watch all the games and stuff.
Right, right.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Oh, there's a movie about your life. Like it's coming. You're just like in this movie. It's coming. I love
I've
this.
had so many jobs, it's not even funny. Like for a 28-year-old, I have had way too many jobs. It's crazy. I feel like I can do it all.
Hey, that's a good quality. It's a little bit. You're
True.
like,
Yeah.
what's your favorite piece of technology?
Definitely my phone. I mean, it's really the only piece of technology I use every day. Yeah,
And
it have to be my phone.
it's so useful. It's got
Yeah,
everything.
I mean,
Bank
your whole
account.
life is on it.
Yeah.
And I try not to get too caught up in it,
Right.
Obviously, like social media is kind of part of my job, so but I try not to use that as an excuse to be on it all the time. So
Right.
I think time away from the phone, social media, and all that stuff is really important.
Right. I tell my wife all the time, I'm on the phone, I'm like writing something or, setting up a podcast or getting questions and researching. And I'm like, and she's like, upset because I'm on the phone. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
stalking anyone on Facebook right now. I'm literally research for you know what I mean? So
it's really easy to get caught up in it. To be honest, like if I find myself just like aimlessly scrolling through and
right. Especially
like
YouTube.
wasting time, I actually sometimes delete it. I'll delete it for a day and go on it the next time I absolutely need it. So that really helps me.
That YouTube, like I can just go in a hole for like 3 hours. I'm like, oh my goodness, like what happened?
Right? Yeah.
What was the last book you read?
I'm actually right now reading Roberto Duran's book.
Ooh, how is it?
I forget what it's called, to be honest. I don't know if it's called Hands of Stone or Roberto Duran, but I really like it. It's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
He wrote it himself, and so it's kind of like it's an easy read. But
right.
Man, just like his mentality as a fighter and reading about his life is so cool. And actually, I was inspired to read this book because I'm going for in Canada. So I felt like I had to do a little bit of research on him before heading out there for the 5th time.
No, that's awesome. Like, and it's kind of cool you said that about like, us reading. There's, we're not on that platform that some of the best writers in the world. So I think that's really cool that it was kind of his language. Like, you and I can read it easier, if that makes sense. I like that. That's cool. Outside of mixed martial, what's your favorite activity?
Activity. Didn't I tell you I don't do anything with my time? My favorite activity. We don't do anything. You guys would be so surprised how boring fighters are.
Don't you guys play a lot of Uno at night?
Not really.
No?
Is Kayla? We eat a lot. We like to go out to eat.
Oh, that's always fun.
We don't really go to the beach very much. I mean, we like to like chill out by the pool and just relax.
Right.
Really, you guys would be so surprised how boring we are. I would say that my favorite thing, honestly, to do outside of fighting is travel. I can't do it as much as I would like to, but when I do travel, that's really what I enjoy.
Okay. 3 more. The last 2 are really good. This one, what's your all-time favorite movie?
Ooh. All-time favorite movie. Wow. So many. I would have to say Remember the Titans is one of my favorites. That's a classic. Yeah.
That's a good one. 2 left.
The first one that came to mind.
There you go. Who is the most interesting person you have ever talked to?
Ooh. Interesting. Probably Sydney Outlaw. He's a pretty interesting guy.
He is. His stories are just like epic.
Yeah.
It's like, it was us 3. You're like, hey, what was the lion story? And then he got into it, and then next thing you know, he's like talking about something different. It's like, Sydney, get back on the lion story.
It's funny because I just met the kid 6 months ago, but he's definitely got to be one of the most interesting people I've ever met in my life. He is a special guy.
How's he doing? It was tough for him. Short notice, didn't go his
Yeah.
way. He seems in a pretty okay state. There's nothing. It's the mental aspect of the fight game. Sydney in a good place right now. He's doing all right.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I was a little worried about it just because I've never seen him lose a fight. I wasn't
Right.
sure how he was going to bounce back from it. He hasn't lost a fight in a long time, so
Right.
it did kind of worry me. But he called me right after the fight, and he was in pretty good spirits, and I was like, you know what? That's why this kid is who he is.
Right. Right.
So he is in good spirits. Obviously the fight hurt him. He went in there. Despite it being short notice, he went to win that fight. He really
Right.
wanted it, but
Right.
he's actually out here training right now. He's working on his boxing, and he's motivated. He's motivated. He's hungry. He's young. He has a lot of time, and he wants to work for that rematch. And he still has his eye set on that.
For sure. It's the fight game. Masvidal has 13 losses. We saw Dustin lose to Conor, the comeback in the last 18, 20 months. So it's part of the game for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. It's K-Rock Week, Fight Bananas. I know you're super busy. We'll let you go. We'll definitely let you promote and everything at the end. But last question. What is your absolutely dream fight? Where would it be? Who would it be against? What would it be for? It's your world. God gave you the platform for any fight in the world. What would it be?
My dream fight, it's definitely for the UFC Strawweight Championship.
Okay.
It's definitely in Philadelphia. And
Okay.
I don't have a dream opponent. It's just whoever the champ is.
You want to
that's it.
You want to be the challenger?
Yeah. I want
Yeah.
to be the challenger in Philadelphia.
There you
I want
go.
to be the
Football.
underdog. I want it to be a Rocky IV story.
Hearts
Come on, man. I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's the dream right there.
That is the dream. Football stadium or
Living
basketball
Rocky.
stadium?
Yeah, right? Hey, you never
Okay.
know.
Awesome. So cool. Guys, Kayla Hracho, promote. And we know you got the sunglass gig going on. Dean Thomas, fighting. It's your week. K-Rock Week here at Fight Bananas. So the floor is yours. Anything you want to thank, promote? Floor is yours.
Yeah, guys. You can follow me social media. It's KAYROCK MMA, K-Rock MMA. The sunglasses sponsor is HB, HB USA. You can check out my page, and actually their link is in my bio. So check them out. Check out their cool styles of sunglasses and prescription glasses. And that's it. Just shout out to my team, American Top Team, all my coaches, all my training partners. Best gym in the world, and I'm so happy to represent them next week.
Right, man. We're excited. We hope we see you soon. You know how hard it is to try to matchmake, Kayla. Oh my goodness, I even have it on. Got the Island Fights hoodie on. I didn't even realize
That's awesome.
Geez, it's you're tough. You're tough. They know about
it. Doesn't matter because I'm coming regardless. So
yes, yes.
These girls can turn me down, but I'll see them regardless. I'll see them eventually.
You will. Kayla, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. See you soon. Good luck this whole week, and we'll see you after the win.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Later. Talk to you.